All right, this image is for women and the revolution. So the identification, women like Judith Sargent Murray, who's pictured here, and Abigail Adams push for economic independence, better educational opportunities, and equal legal rights for married women. And so what was happening before the revolution? So you could tell yourself, is this was this revolutionary war revolutionary, or was it not? Is this a drastic change for women, or was it not? So prior to the revolution, men controlled all public institutions, legislatures, juries, government offices. Um, but women, and especially upper class women, were engaging in public political debates. They filled their letters and diaries and conversations with opinions on public issues. And so women were definitely interested in getting involved in the political process. There's a woman named Eliza Wilkinson of South Carolina. She says in 1783, the men say we have no business with politics. They won't even allow us liberty of thought, and that is all I want. Um, and so, as Wilkinson's remarks suggest, that most women did not insist on civic equality with men. They really just demanded a change to these restrictive customs and laws that really cornered them into just the household. Like I said, Abigail Adams wanted equal legal rights for married women. Unfortunately, most politicians ignored women's requests, and most men insisted on these traditional sexual and political customs. So you didn't see women and their position in society change too terribly much. Women remained disenfranchised. That means they were not able to vote. In fact, a little side bit, like except in New Jersey, uh, well, New Jersey was the exception until 1807. New Jersey until 1807 allowed unmarried and widowed women who owned property to vote. Um, but that was one exception, and that ended in 1807. So really, once again, to go back on this, pounding this point, only white men enjoyed full citizenship. This did change a little bit. This Republican belief in an educated citizenry created opportunities for some women, and through various essays, by 1790 or the 1790s, Massachusetts, for instance, declared that girls had an equal right to schooling. And so, what do we see as a result of this? Well, in Massachusetts, by 1850, the literacy rates of women and men in the northeastern states, so we're talking about the New England region, were equal. And you'll see in the 1850s, women once again, because now they are able to read and they have proper schooling, they are going to challenge their legal status once again. The other thing that we want to focus on for women and how women are impacted by the revolution and how this links to the central question is that the real role that's going to be carved out for women as a result of the revolution will be this idea of Republican motherhood. Republican motherhood was the idea that women should not be in public roles like voting or serving on juries, but instead, Republican motherhood says that women should care for their children and teach them how to be model and productive citizens in this new republic. So remember, with the idea of republicanism, or the idea that citizens can vote and choose their leaders, there's this desire to have an educated citizenry, and men have decided that women are going to fill that duty and that obligation. And they come up with this idea of Republican motherhood, saying that women are going to teach their children to become these model citizens, so that our country can keep on pumping out figures like a George Washington or a John Adams and the likes. Um, Once again, Republican motherhood to teach to teach their children how to become productive citizens. They need their own proper schooling. So Republican motherhood and educational opportunities go hand in hand. So you want to ask yourself to conclude: is this a drastic change or not? Women are still not allowed to vote. They still don't have equal legal rights. They're disenfranchised. They're not full citizens. However, educational opportunities have been open to them. So how drastic of a change has a revolution created for women's roles in society?